Shaw, founder and president of Southern Crescent Women in Business, and this is season 4 of WomenLive TV, content created by women for women. That's right, everyone, you heard me, season 4 of WomenLive TV.
I basically keep the IRS off your ASS so you can live tax-free and happy.
I am the owner of the Dazzle Diva collection, where I get the opportunity to dazzle women and men for less.
Everything we have learned is from my grandmother.
I'm a veteran who was raised by another veteran.
Southern girl, just trying to do something different, do something better for myself and my family.
We are the only African American or woman-owned business that does what we do.
You can find us on Amazon Prime, Amazon TV, all YouTube channels, as well as social media. Welcome to another episode of WomenLive TV. I am Ariel Shaw, founder and president of Southern Crescent Women in Business, and we are on season 4 of WomenLive TV. We have the honor of having Alicia A. Williams with us today. Alicia, tell us, who is Alicia?
Yes, who is Alicia? First of all, it's an honor. Thank you, and it feels great to be back again. So
Absolutely.
Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year.
Alicia A. Williams, number 1, a woman of faith, a wife of 18 years, a mother of 3. My children are growing. Crazy. I'm almost an empty nester. Can you believe that? But it's an exciting time for us.
Right.
A former educator turned entrepreneur. I've stepped out to do these things that I have passion for. So I'm super duper excited about some of the upcoming things that I have that I'm excited to share more with you.
Absolutely. So, you know, this is your second time here.
Yes.
For those who didn't catch the first episode, what is it that you do?
Okay. I am the owner of the Dazzle Diva collection, which is a accessories company where I get the opportunity to dazzle women and men for less.
And you've expounded upon that platform, so you don't just do that. Talk a little bit about that.
So in recent years, I wanted to really put a focus on branding who I am, Alicia A. Williams, as we just talked about. And what the Alicia A. Williams brand is more so on focusing on empowering women, and I am diving a little bit into styling. And so I'm excited about that. Also a author now. So many things are happening. I just can't wait to just tell you more about it.
And you are a 2-time author or 3-time?
4-time now.
4-time. I must have missed something.
Yes.
Okay. So talk to me a little bit about, so you're 4. Okay, tell us the name of your books.
Well, I have 4 books. The 4th book is actually coming. So the first book it deals with network marketing, which is my current industry that I'm in and have been in for almost 12 years. So much knowledge I've been able to share with so many women and men that are currently within the industry. The second book also deals with entrepreneurship as well. It deals with the mental cost of entrepreneurship. We know as entrepreneurs, it is not for the faint of heart. And so we talk about what does that look like for women and men and how that can take a toll on you mentally. The third book is Secrets to Success for Women in Business, courtesy of Southern Crescent Women in Business. In that book, I had the opportunity to just share some of my successful strategies over the last 12 years. And the new book, which is coming, is my passion, Dear Sis. It's called Dear Sis, Let Me Give It to You Straight. You had to see, I had to give you the last part about that. What I like about this book and why I'm so excited about this book that's coming this winter, so stay tuned, we'll talk about that a little bit more, is I get an opportunity to do what I love. It's been a passion of mine for the last several years, is simply just empower women, mostly women, but some men. I believe that they will take a lot from it too, because some of the messages are geared towards women and men. But they simply are empowering messages with some straight talk, because I think and if you're talking to your sister, a lot of times they want you to sugarcoat things for them. And what I love about Dear Sis in the title, Let Me Give It to You Straight, is simply, let me tell you what you do not want to hear, but what you need to hear. And so Because we need honesty, and I don't think a lot of times there is transparency, and you're going to find a lot of that. Some controversial messages, but also some empowering messages of hope and inspiration as well.
Now, controversy. Okay. Now, you have built a team, and your team, is it primarily women?
Now, it is primarily women, but I do have multiple males on my team that are across the
And
years.
how large is your team?
Now, my team is over 117,000.
Wow. So that's amazing. And so I'm just taking from what you said about, being able to give people information and give it to them straight. I'm assuming, based off of you dealing with a team so large, that you've seen a lot. And
definitely.
How do you continually motivate your team?
Motivation, one of the things that I talk to my team about is motivation truly comes from within. But one of the things that I learned as a leader of such a large team is getting to know them for who they are and meeting them where they are.
Yeah.
Because a leader, sometimes you need to do this and you need to do that, but I believe you get more from them when you understand who they are, what is it that they need. And so I like to provide what I call TLC. You have to give that tender loving care, understand their love language, because your love language may not match their love language. So that's one of the things that I primarily focus on, is truly understanding where they are and who they are.
And you mentioned your family. Talk a little bit about that. They're growing by leaps and bounds. So is this a scary phase? Is it an exciting phase? What is this? Have you determined what it is yet?
To be honest, the last part, I'm not even sure what it is, but what I will say is that I'm nervous at times is because they're going into adulthood. And as a mom yourself, I know and I know you're going to be reaching that but sooner than you think. However, it's fast approaching for me. My daughter, who's just turned 20, I have a senior in high school. He's my first son that will be graduated, and my youngest son is a freshman in high school. And so they're literally right behind each other. And so my husband and I, we're just simply trying to do the best that we can do to prepare them for what's next.
So, that's an interesting thing because, and I want to bring this up because I know people who follow you on social media, they see you invite your husband in a lot of photos and you do a lot of things with your husband. What does it look like when, you've been with your husband for this amount of time, you've built this business, you've raised these children, and now it's a different chapter because now they're leaving and now your business is growing. How do you manage that?
The being a wife, mother, and entrepreneur it's not always easy. But what I find comfort is knowing that my family truly supports me. My husband is one of the first things he's always said from 12 years ago when I first started and I left my career 7 years ago. This year, he has always been Team Alicia. And I know a lot of people who struggle with that, who do not have that. And from day one, he's always said, I'm here to support you because I know that what you have, this burning desire that you have for more, is going to help build a legacy for our children. And so he's on board and he's been with me from day one.
So if you have people on your team who don't have the support that you have, how do you help them navigate those waters?
So what we have done in the past, is Team Williams. And so when their respective significant others or spouses may attend certain events with us, I'll be like, babe, go talk to him.
So you bring him in.
A lot of times I bring him in or I'm asked, hey, do you mind if your husband has a conversation with my spouse or significant others? And 9 times out of 10, he has that conversation with them. And I think it just puts both of them or the couples at ease.
Interesting. That may be a whole nother space for that. Because what I find is if there's a support system, a real support system, then it makes your job and what you're trying to do a lot easier. So you can continue to say, well, I want to get this off of my list. I want to reach the next thing. So talk a little bit about what else is coming up.
I failed to mention that I'm also a motivational speaker. So I have a lot of events that are taking place where I get the opportunity. I love to talk. I wasn't a talker growing up, but I simply love to talk. And I just think that is an assignment that God has on my life right now. Is I have so much to share, so much from the experiences of being an educator and transforming into an entrepreneur. A lot of people are struggling with that, and I get that. I get that
coming
question.
from an educator to an entrepreneur,
or people who are just in transition from their career to how are you and your husband making it work? You guys make it look so easy. Making it look easy. Keyword. Yeah. It's not easy.
Right.
However, our prayer life is at the front of that, because we know that there are days where it's not as easy as it looks. There are nights we make sacrifices. We don't always get to attend the things that our children are doing. And that was one of the main reasons why I walked away from my career, to have that time freedom, that flexibility that so many people dream of.
Right. Right, and being present for your children and your family.
and that's priceless, because you only have that one opportunity, that one shot at being a mom or being a parent. And I love that what I do today has given me that opportunity in this platform to empower others that they can do it too.
Absolutely. So, give it to me straight.
I love that. I love that.
So, first of all, is this a coffee table? Is this a book club? What do you envision from this book?
I envision, actually, because I love the catch. Initially, let me just share this. It was just Dear Sis. But over the years, as I've dropped these empowering messages and just straight talk, so many people would say, okay, listen, I love that you're giving it to me straight, or this hit home with me. Yeah. And that was like, wait a minute. It's Dear Sis, let me give it to you straight. What I love about this, I think this book is going to be a conversation amongst men and women, because I believe it's a book of empowering messages. So they're quotes.
What can a man take from it?
There's something that a man and a woman can take from it. Because, as I stated earlier, these messages are going to hit home with someone at some point. And behind each message, or along with each message, is a scripture. Where you have an opportunity to, there's a message, there's a scripture, and there are line pages where you get to reflect on.
So it's like a journal. Kind of.
Partially. Partially, because I get messages all the time where it's audio, or it's a can you expound upon this, or can I share this? This message really touched me this morning. So this gives the reader the opportunity to reflect upon that message, and God,
what did it mean to them?
What did it mean to them? What stood out to them? And so it can become a journal. So I see this being a conversational piece for men and women around the table. If you're at the coffee shop today, it's not numbered by days. However, and I did that for a reason, because you can go back, and it can be a reflection from what I read the week before. So I think it's going to be great.
Awesome. And so you are now speaking, you're motivational, you're an author. What else? What else are we going to add? Or are you still downloading to hear what God wants you to do? Do you have a vision for where? Because right now we're already in quarter 1. We're only in January, and I feel like this year already has been like whoa, and so I'm like, okay, so what's next? So do you feel that same way? Like,
yes, but I'm super excited, because I just really feel like God is doing a mighty thing in my life. I still pray for the things that I have today. And what I mean by that, one of the things that I spoke over myself for this year, every year we come up with a word. Right. And my word for last year was obedience. And that was just let me sit still, let me listen to God, because we have all these ideas that run in our head, and sometimes we don't know how to see them through, or we don't have the right direction. And we're trying to get direction from everybody, but who we need to get direction from. Correct. And for me, I think that was happening with me over the last couple of years. Yes, I've been doing this other industry for so many years, but I had so many burning desires. Alicia, God has more for you. Right. And with that being said, 2024, my word for 2024 was become. When you think about Michelle Obama's book, our former First Lady, it stuck with me for months and months and months. And I just felt like God was saying, you know, this is the year, or this will be the season that you will become all that I've destined you to be.
That's
and
good.
It really stood out to me because I just feel like I've suppressed a lot.
But why?
Comfortable where I was.
Yeah. Comfort to get you there. It's okay.
And the crazy thing is that for many years, I tell people all the time, you got to get comfortable being uncomfortable. Right. And this was a season where I got uncomfortable. I pulled back. Many people didn't understand it. I isolated myself because I still needed to hear.
Right.
What he was saying to me. Nothing against anybody else.
Right.
Because everybody doesn't understand. You know, it's not your vision to understand. However, I feel that when I did do that, I feel like I'm walking into the best year of my life. It's because now I'm starting to do the things that really matter.
Yeah.
To me. I'm sorry.
No, that's good. You're good. That's good. Can we get a napkin, a tissue?
And I'm excited about it. You know, I get emotional because I know what's been on my spirit, what's been on my heart. Excuse me. God. It's hard sometimes to stop the tears. And I'm super excited to have the right people. Because sometimes you can be aligned with the wrong people.
Right.
Or everybody does not want to see you win.
Right.
Or you're being misguided, let me say that. And so sitting back in 2023, at times I had to just sit and be still and just listen and just said, he will align you with the right people at the right time.
Right.
And I feel like this season is going to be the right time because it's already happening. Opportunities that I did ask for are coming.
Right.
And now it's just like, okay, let me check my calendar. or let me see. And I just feel like I have so much to say now is because I've been through it all. I've seen it all. I've seen the good, the bad, the ugly, and on both sides of the spectrum. And a lot of times people can see the glory, they can see the beauty, they can see all of this, but they don't know what you truly are doing behind the scenes and what it takes to keep it.
And I think that is why it is up to us to communicate that. I think, and I said this earlier in another episode that, you know, we've made entrepreneurship. We really have made it look so easy, and it really isn't.
It's not. If people only knew. The first thing you often hear people say is, they love to, it's this new trend.
Yeah.
I'm a boss, a girl boss, and that social media has put a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
On the novice entrepreneur or the emerging entrepreneur that they feel like they have to compete and keep up with everything that they see. Yeah. And it's not. Just simply stay in your lane. Do you.
Stay in your lane.
And one of the things that I've learned is just to simply stay in my lane. I understand. I know who I am. I know whose I am. And I know what it is that I want to do. Right. And I know the only way that I'm going to make it happen is just to continue to be obedient and listen to him and allow him to order my steps.
So, it's really interesting because I don't do vision board parties. I'm a little funny about that. So I started doing strategic meetings because what I find, I think it's great. It's a lot of fluff. It's cute. Everybody likes to get together and paste stuff. But we were doing vision board parties years ago. And then it moved from physical vision board parties to digital. And then I'm like, okay, but what have you actually done on that board? Did you actually execute? And I find that with women, and I think it's that's time for a lot of women or just entrepreneurs, maybe period. That those things that you were seeing and that you placed on that board, years ago.
Right, years
Literally. or even when people are down, or God is downloading. If you're a believer, I'm a believer, but I do a vision board with my daughter, with my personal family, because sometimes everything isn't for public consumption.
That's right.
So I think now the move part, the become part, the execute part, that's where things are now completely across the board. So I totally agree with that. So Alicia, it has absolutely been a pleasure. Thank you. And talking with you, I think as women, we have to figure out a way to create more spaces where we can have an opportunity to be more vulnerable, to communicate, what the struggles are, what the dreams are, but do it in a safe way. Yes. And I do think that's something that is a little bit of a challenge. Right. But I do appreciate you sharing with Women Live TV.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome. It's not always easy. I think I'm just truly an emotional being anyway, but I know what's been shared with me by so many women, and you just mentioned safe spaces. That has been a word that I've been hearing for the last 3 months from several women, and I was just like, okay, Lord, what are you saying? We do not have enough safe spaces, especially for women in business. It's because we get to show everything that we're doing, but we don't get to have, girl, let me give it to you straight. Like, let me tell you what I've really been dealing with. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we need more of that. We need more of that.
Right. Absolutely. How do they find you?
You can find me on Facebook as Alicia A. Williams, also on Instagram as @Alicia A. Williams.
And guys, it has been another episode of Women Live TV. Wow. We're wrapping up season 4 of Women Live TV. I am Ariel Shaw, founder and president of Southern Crescent Women in Business, and it has been a pleasure having you on today.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been an honor.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Magazine release party today at Pure Zen, that's in McDonald's. In addition to that, she's going to launch her personal brand.
Sylvia, you look flawless on your cover, honey. I love it. It is definitely delicious.
We're here to celebrate the amazing, great Sylvia the Advocate. I want to congratulate her for her magazine cover for Southern Crescent Women in Business magazine reveal.
We are having a good time here at Sylvia's magazine launch party.
I am the woman that I am today by watching her. So here's to you, sis.
Oh, I think she looks fabulous in it. That particular dress had to be very fitted in order for it to look right. It would not have draped properly if it hadn't.
I did her makeup for a magazine cover and the photo shoot, so I'm very excited to see the reveal.
We are just so appreciative to her and her advocacy work for caregivers all over the world.
I am so excited and happy for Sylvia. I've been knowing her for several years. I'm just here to celebrate her and her journey and everything that she's doing tonight. We have been in this organization for several years, and I just love her. I love her energy, and I also love the passion that she has for what she does.
I just want to tell her congratulations, and may she excel in strength and to do whatever she's doing, and may God continue to bless and keep her.
Extreme Fun on Wheels Atlanta is a unique and exciting entertainment experience that offers a variety of activities for all ages. They provide an innovative approach to traditional party games by bringing the fun right to your doorstep. Extreme Fun on Wheels offers a range of services including laser tag, video game trucks, tailgating, party bus, and much more. Their team, highly experienced in creating memorable experiences for all types of events, including birthday parties, corporate events, and team building activities. With their state-of-the-art equipment and experienced team, they provide an unparalleled level of fun and excitement that will leave their guests talking about their experience long after the event is over. Whether you're looking for something unique for your child's birthday party or a fun-filled activity for your office retreat, Extreme Fun on Wheels Atlanta has got you covered. They are committed to providing exceptional service and delivering unforgettable experiences that will leave everyone wanting more.
Are you worried about tax time? Are you concerned you're not getting or keeping what's rightfully yours? You work hard for your money, whether you're an employee or you run your own business. So it's vital to make sure your money works hard for you. That's why, when it comes to tax time, you need the services of a qualified accountant who can make sure the tax balance will go in your favor. Our staff are not only qualified to deal with even the most complex tax situations, they are also competent and professional and doggedly determined to ensure you receive everything you're entitled to, down to the last penny. So when it comes to tax time, you don't have to go it alone against the tax man, because when we're on your side, you can be sure your financial affairs are in good hands. For complete peace of mind at tax time, contact us today